Hi friend, Jessica here. So the most common thing that I hear from representatives is, how do I get customers? How do I get sales? So in today's training, I'm gonna share all of that with you. And at the end, I'm gonna give you a couple action steps to take, so let's get started. Now I want you to remember this. So here's the rule. You can be successful at anything if enough people know what you do. So how many people per day are you gonna let know that you have an Avon business? Getting customers is the cornerstone of having an Avon business. Without customers, we're not really doing anything. And getting customers involves three things. Number one is giving out the brochure or handing out the digital brochure. Number two is following up with those customers that you give the brochure, a digital brochure to. And number three is adding new contacts to your list so that you can give them the brochure or the digital brochure. Building a successful Avon customer base typically involves having about 20 to 25 customers who order $20 to $25 every 2 weeks, every campaign. So 20 to 25 customers who order $20 to $25 every 2 weeks. Now I love using a customer contact list. Using a customer contact list has been one of my favorite tools since I've been selling Avon, and it has allowed me to be really consistent in my business and serving my customers. So it's called a customer follow-up list or a contact follow-up list. And this is where I keep track of all of my customers, when I'm giving them the brochure and following up with them. And I'm always adding new people to this list. Now in the last video, I talked about how you could grow your business two ways. One is in person, handing out brochures, and the second way is online. Now I use this contact list for all of my contacts, in person or online. I also use this for, like, if I'm leaving brochures around town, like at the local laundromat, I write on here laundromat so that I know that I'm going consistently and leaving brochures there. I want you to think of your Avon business as a boat with fishing poles in the water. The more poles that you have in the water, the more customers you're going to attract. So think of the poles being different ways that you market your business. You can do local events. You can market your business online with social media. There's networking opportunities, and there's going to be more ways that you can market your business, and I'll share those with you. But I want you to start thinking about having 5 to 6 poles, so different ways to market your business. Have 5 to 6 active fishing poles out of your boat at all times. So let's talk about a few ways to sell and grow in your local area. So this is going to be the traditional way of selling, where you're meeting people face to face. In the next video, we're going to talk specifically about social media, so hang tight for that. So a few ways to sell and grow in your local area. The first way is to hand out brochures. Distributing brochures in your local community, giving them to people that you know, people that you already see. So like at church, you could go to your local laundromats, at local restaurants. So, you know, like at local restaurants where out front, before you go in, how sometimes there are brochures like for real estate or the nickel ads. You could leave brochures there. You could leave them in the waiting rooms at local medical offices, at hair salons, nail salons. You could even go into senior centers and retirement homes. You are bound to get new customers whenever you leave brochures someplace. Now I'm giving you a list of places that you could leave Avon brochures. I don't have it printed out because my printer, I need ink, but I'm gonna have it attached right to this. So look over it. There is just a list of places that you can leave brochures. There's a lot of really great ideas, and find some other places, like use it as a thought starter so that you can find the places that you want to leave brochures, and cast out your fishing poles. I also suggest looking into any local events that are going on in your area. So a little bit about my story. When I moved to a new area where I live now, I faced the challenge of having to build my Avon business from scratch. I knew no one, and I saw that one of the local churches was having a spring community event. So I set up a table, and I did not have a lot of product. I had just a couple of samples, I had some brochures, and I had like 1 or 2 full-size products. So you don't need a lot to do an event, but I made so many connections from that one event that I grew my business to President's Club with Avon that year. President's Club is the top 10% of all Avon representatives, and that's where you want to be. If you're not selling at President's Club, you're not really making a whole lot of money, so it's a great place to aim for, and I was able to get there in a year just from doing that one event. So think about doing local events as one of your active fishing poles. Another thing that I did to grow my local business was I branded myself as the local Avon lady. So whenever I left my house, I was either wearing an Avon hat or a sweatshirt that said Avon, or a name tag. I just got one made from Amazon that said Avon and my name, and it was always a conversation starter. People always, would be like, oh my gosh, Avon, I haven't seen an Avon brochure in forever. And then that gives you the opportunity to share Avon. You could also put a decal on your car. You can put a sign in your front yard. One of our team members, Cindy, has like a shepherd's hook that she puts in her front yard, and we have clear like literature bags that you could put the brochure in, and there's a hole in it like for if you were to hang it on doorknobs. And she put that on her shepherd's hook in her front yard, and has customers and just random people coming and picking up books all the time. There's a lot of power in branding yourself as the local Avon lady. In fact, one of the top leaders at Avon, her name is Lisa Wilbur, and she has done just that, branding herself in her local area. So after many years of being the local Avon representative, she lives in New Hampshire, she got a letter in the mail that was addressed just to the Avon lady. There was no address, just the Avon lady in her town, and the mailman was able to get her mail. I mean, that's powerful, right? You want everyone to think of you when someone mentions Avon, and you can get referrals that way. Now let's explore some additional just creative tactics to expand your local customer base. You could go door to door. Now don't underestimate the power of old school going door to door and getting in front of people. Sometimes having that personal touch, that personal connection, it works wonders. One of my dear Avon friends, Alice Chisholm, she built her business actually by hanging brochures on doors around her neighborhood. She would do this every weekend. She would go to a new neighborhood, leave brochures on doors, and she built a thriving Avon business. I also encourage you to reach out and visit 5 of your neighbors this week. Give them your Avon book to browse and tell them that you're going to follow up in 3 days to answer any questions that they have and get any orders if they decide that they want anything. If you have new neighbors who are living near you, go and introduce yourself, bring them some cookies. You could also offer like monthly giveaways, monthly raffles. That way you could get their contact information, and it's easier to follow up with them and make sure that they're getting the brochures and add them to your list. Another great idea is doing business break room baskets. So you could go to like a local nursing home or senior center and do a business break room basket for the employees that work there. You could also do this for banks, medical offices. You can just ask how many ladies are working there and leave a basket that has samples in it and some books for their employee break room. You could even have a few like cash and carry products to sell. So as a representative, you could get free products all the time, and you could just sell those. So you could put those in your basket, put a little sticker on them that say, it's $5 or whatever the price may be. In your business break room basket, you could also leave like order forms or something that customers could write their orders down, and you go back and set like a specific day that you're gonna go back and collect orders. So let them know you're gonna be back like on Thursday to pick up orders and payments. and then go back and follow up and do that every new campaign. Find a new place, put it on your list, and bring a business break room basket. You could also connect with one new business a month to introduce yourself and your business. So if you do that to one business a month, that is 12 businesses a year, 12 referral sources in a year. Let them know that you want to partner with them and introduce your Avon customers to what they have to offer. But you could also utilize your vehicle in a fun way. This works really well for me. So on the back of my car, I have a decal that says Avon, and I invested in a hook. It's like a utility hook. Has like a suction cup on one side. So I put that on the outside of my car whenever I am parked at a grocery store or some place that there's, a lot of customers out in the parking lot. So I put the suction cup hook on the back of my car and I hang brochures on that. And, when I'm inside grocery shopping, people are coming back out to their cars, seeing my car with the brochures, and they're taking the brochures right from my car. I always like to park close to the cart corrals. So whenever people are returning their carts, my car and my brochures are right there, easy for them to grab. I usually hang between like 4 and 5 brochures, and I almost always get new customers when I do that. You could also do tailgating or pop-ups. So think about when there's events going on in your town, like concerts in the park, or if there's a swim park. You just go and set up your car like you are having a tailgating event. You can open up the back of your car, share the products, just have fun with it. One of my Avon friends, Mindy, she would actually set up a table outside of Starbucks. So, like at a coffee shop where they have outside seating areas, she would order coffee for herself and then she would set up outside and have her customers come and pick up their orders there. And so while she was sitting there waiting, she sometimes would put like a tablecloth that said Avon on her table, but she would have like a basket full of cash and carry products and the brochures, and she would have a lot of fun just setting up there. People would come and talk to her, and she would be able to get customers that way. Lastly, I want you to think for ways that you could get out into town and get around other women. So if you get invited to a bunko night or a girls' night in or paint parties, ladies' luncheons, say yes, go, and just start connecting and building relationships with people in your area and in your community. Remember, think about your Avon business like a big boat in the water. Your job is to have as many fishing poles in the water as you can, because the more poles in the water, the more fish you'll catch. So ask yourself, where can I have my polls? Can your polls be at a local event, social media, different platforms on social media, different networking events like paint parties or bunko nights? So having 5 to 6 poles out at the time is the best for your boat. When you have only one pole out in your water, it's not going to get the job done. So in the next few weeks, we're going to be talking more in depth about what kind of poles you want to have in your business. So what type of activities that you want to do, but keep the vision in mind of having 5 to 6 poles outside of your boat at one time. The more things you do to gain customers, the quicker success you're going to have. So doing several different activities frequently is going to be the best for you. So I would love to hear which of any of these ideas resonates with you the most. Which is like the most exciting that you think, I could do that and want to start doing that right away. I would love to hear. Now let's talk about the most crucial step after handing out brochures. That is following up. Now, just because Avon is always on our mind doesn't mean that it's always on your customer's mind. Following up with our customers is crucial for nurturing relationships and securing orders. So scheduling regular follow-up calls or messages to remind our customers of the deals or that we're putting our orders in, that is where the magic happens. When you follow up or give reminder calls or texts to your customers, that is what keeps your business growing. Now, in case you need a reason to follow up, yesterday my order was due, and at the start of the day, I only had $35 in sales. So I went through my list and I texted and called my customers, and I ended up with over $300 in sales. So I simply just say or text, hey Sally, I'm just about to put my Avon order in. Did you see anything that you liked? I would be happy to get it for you. Easy peasy. It doesn't have to be much more than that. Now my customers expect my call or expect my text message, so they're not being bothered by my reminders. In fact, most of my customers will say, oh, thanks for thinking of me, or they'll say, nothing this time, but be sure to remind me next time. So follow up, follow up, follow up. It's not my favorite part of the business, but I promise you, when your customers recognize that it's part of the service that you're providing, it really is a service, and they look forward to you reminding them because their life is busy. So every campaign, we hand out brochures, we follow up, we hand out brochures for the next campaign, we follow up. It's wash, rinse, and repeat. Now I want to switch gears a little bit and just give you a little bit of a sneak peek of what is to come in the next video, which is all about social media. Being active on social media and like Facebook, Instagram, and creating engaging content is a game changer in today's digital age. Videos in particular have proven to be incredibly effective in driving engagement and sales. And trust me, I was very hesitant to do videos when I first started, but the results speak for themselves. So we will talk about how you can leverage platforms like Google My Business, about how to use like local Facebook groups and Facebook and Instagram to really expand your online presence and how to attract a whole new audience. All right, so here are your action steps for this video. The first one is to write out a list of 50 people that you could put on your contact list. Number 2 is to order at least 20 brochures and plan who you are going to give them to or where you're going to leave them around town. Now use the places to leave brochures in the handout that I have for you to really think of ideas, and whenever I go someplace, I try to leave between 3 and 4 brochures every place I go. And the last step is to plan your fishing poles. So plan what 5 or 6 poles you want to use to catch those fish, catch those customers. And remember, the key to success lies in consistency, persistence, and the willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. So if you're ready, let's embark on this really fun journey together, and we'll make your Avon business soar. That's it for now. Talk to you soon. Bye.